All right, it's day 12, and the question is, what ability makes Splatterpuss an accept? Now, when we get into the comic, Splatterpuss is actually Ron Hodges, and you'll find this out in Goodyng, the Polymath. So if you don't have it, get it. But Ron Hodges did join the military. He did commit a crime and ended up going to jail. But in jail, he was recruited along with his friend to be part of an international military contractor type of business where they go out for missions, basically private military, right? After they recruited, Ron and his friend were sent over to do a mission at the Novato Research Facility where they did experiments on people, as suggested in this picture. Well, they go in guns blazing and they want all the information related to Project Hemorrhage. And that's pretty much the first clue, right? In terms of figuring out the ability is, what is hemorrhage? I'm not no doctor or scientist, so I had to look that up. But if we move on, further down the line, Ron goes into where this table of this, where this guy is, bleeding out of his mouth, and lightning strikes and zap gets his powers. He eventually survives this. Ron returns to the company and they asked him, "Can you lower your heart rate?" And he does. And then he touches the other doctor and is able to lower his heart rate as well. So now they're thinking, can he do this to anyone else? And he does. And he actually tries on a dog. So of course that dog suffers, and I assume he eventually dies. But he does this to another person who is selling company secrets. And that person, his heart rate is increased as well. And I assume again, he dies. So it has to do with the lowering and increasing of the heart rate. So again, Ron does it again to another person who's supposedly selling company secrets. And when the results came back, it actually says from this announcement, autopsy indicates Robbins died from a massive aneurysm. So there's your other clue, right? We talked about the word hemorrhage, the word aneurysm. And so I looked at what hemorrhage is. Hemorrhage is a loss of blood from a damaged blood vessel. And so when we look up also the symptoms of hemorrhaging, right? The first signs of this level of blood loss may include increased heart rate. And I looked up aneurysm, and it is a bulge or ballooning in the wall of a blood vessel, usually an artery. And it has to do with the heart again. So is it safe to say his ability is to control people's heart rates as he comes into contact with them? Just by touching them, he's able to slow down and increase their heart rate and causes people to die for things like an aneurysm and other things that are heart related. But we'll know the answer as soon as Rippaverse releases the answers to these trivia questions later on in the month. And I'll be able to update that answer in the description to this video if you're seeing this video after October 31st.